experience, the African fall, and eventual redemption. Those are the two major themes that plays itself out in the Bible and the Quran. But you must have African reading glasses on in order to understand the story. The great change that Barack Obama spoke of during his presidential campaign is much larger than what he can imagine and what is about to take place. The great change is demonstrated in a very simple analogy in which Moses is standing at the burning bush, and he's instructed to insert his black hand into his white shirt, and he pulls it out, and it was leprous white. And then he is told to insert it again and pull it out, and it was restored to its original black state. This simple analogy is telling us something. This simple analogy parallels Jesus' statement that the first would become last and the last would become first. It's very important for us to understand to whom does this apply. Well, simple history, ancient history, archaeology demonstrates certainly it was the black man who was the first man. And the fall from his great glory and past has created a situation in which, number one, the transatlantic slave trade has transformed the global economy and social affairs of the African in particular more than anyone else. It has transformed lives in an extraordinary way. And this is the fall of the African. But it began all the way in Eden for various reasons. We are now in a cycle of redemption. As I demonstrated in my book, the sign that Isaiah 8th chapter, 18th verse, it says the children of Israel are for signs and for seasons. Well, if you don't have your African reading glasses on, then you will miss the signs for the season. And there are several very significant ones, including the sign of Emmanuel. There's the sign of Barack, President Barack Obama. His visitation to Ghana within 24 hours. He took his family down into the Cape Coast Castle dungeons to commune with the ancestors. This was telling us something. It was the fulfillment of the prophecy. It is the fulfillment of the great change that is about to transpire. As Jesus said, the first had become last, but the last shall be restored to the first. It's a sign of the great change in civilization, in a new world order that's coming into existence. There is another book entitled The Pale Fox. This book was written by two European anthropologists. It is a must read, but most will not understand. Why? Because there are many symbols and numbers being used which are not going to be understood. These two European anthropologists did a study of the Dogon tribe of northern Mali. The Dogon are migrants from ancient Egypt, Israel. The Dogons identified Sirius A and B stars, dwarf stars, unable to be seen with the naked eye, requiring a high-powered telescope to be seen, which is only recently in modern European history did they have the technology in order to see the Sirius A and B stars. Well, these stars were known among the Dogon thousands of years ago. And so it's the Dogon mythology of cosmology and events celestial and events terrestrial that are documented in the book entitled The Pale Fox. The Pale Fox is one of the characters in the Dogon mythology. And essentially, it speaks of the pale fox seeking to build a civilization better than God, but that he would fail miserably. It would be unsustainable. Well, the mystery of the pale fox is European and American civilization. You see, it is European civilization which is the cause for two very critical events that have taken place within the last 3 years. And one is the escalation in global warming and the creation of global warming caused by the fox, the pale fox civilization. And number two, the financial crisis, particularly in 2007, emanating from America with the subprime mortgage fiasco that took place, which triggered world economic crisis caused by greed. It is the pale fox civilization signs of the end time. The construction of unsustainable civilization, incompatible with the ecological system. A civilization that would cause the havoc that we're seeing today with the meltdown of the glaciers from the North and the South Pole, increasing sea levels, causing the disappearance of islands, causing unusual weather patterns, excess flooding, unprecedented. You see, it was already written and already known. But you have to understand who, the essential question of who, the identity of the pale fox, the identity of individuals in prophecy, as I made reference to Barack Obama. Is that the same Barack in the book of Judges, the 4th chapter? And I, as a biblical scholar and scientist, can prove that yes, the pale fox civilization spoken of among the Dogon is the same fox in the Bible, in the book of Lamentations, the 5th chapter and the 18th verse, that the fox would walk upon Mount Zion and make it desolate. It's the same fox in the book of Luke, referred to by Jesus the Christ, who says the first day, second day, and third day he would have perfected or created the resurrection. Said, go tell that fox. And he was referring to Herod. This is in Luke 13th chapter and the 32nd verse. Luke 13th chapter, 32. And when you divide Luke 13:32 in half, what do you get? The number 666. And 666, if there are any other numbers that most people know about the Bible, is 666 is probably one of the most popular. The mark of the beast, spoken of in Revelation, the 13th chapter, 18th verse.